morning everybody, this is Johnny S with another R6 vlog. Today's topic is going to be a little bit off bikes. It's going to be more of a social, psychological, let's say, issue. We'll try to keep it as short as possible, even though it's a huge topic of discussion. And it's something that I have come up across lately, specifically yesterday. We'll go into the details of what this is. In one word, if I had to call it, I will say probably, what's that? Make sure the sound, hope it's not a problem. With one word, I'll probably say competition, winning, losing, this kind of thing. Running a little bit late today. It's 9:20, meaning that we are 9:30 we start. So in 10 minutes, in theory, we should be at work. In 10 minutes, we're not going to be at work. And I'm not going to push it to kill myself just to, so we're going to be a little bit late. And by the looks of it, I see that there is traffic. So anyway, at least petrol wise we're good. So we got gas. So competition, winning, losing, being competitive. This is something that, contrary to popular opinion, I possibly might have a little bit weird take on this, to tell you the truth. I don't think that it's I'm against competition, let's put it like that. Simply put, I'm against competition. I think competition doesn't help in any regard. And I know that this might sound strange, but you know, being competitive, many people will say that it drives you, it gets you to be the best version of yourself. I think there's a misunderstanding of the word, and there's more than one way of being competitive. And I realized this from a very young age, but I am being verified by this as we keep on going at a later age also. When I see people and what they do, how they behave and everything, it kind of validates, you know, my whole belief system of what are people doing, how they're being competitive, what is the goal of competition and everything. So being competitive is the belief. And like I said, I could be wrong, you know what I mean? I'm not here to instigate, let's say. Sorry. I'm not here to instigate conflict. And I'm not here to dispute just for the sake of disputing, you know what I mean? My point is not to differentiate for the sake of differentiation, let's say. This is something that okay, great. We started awesome today. good job. So I think in general, people that believe that competition is good, their take on this is that by being competitive you actually start pushing yourself more to excel, and by pushing yourself more and more and more, you're going to get the best version of yourself, let's say, and by going through this process and by going through this process you're going to better, let's say, become better and better and better and better, because you're going to keep on pushing, which in theory sounds good. I think it's not a bad, you know, sort of approach, but in practice I see people that are competitive but simultaneously do not know how to lose. They take losing as a sign of weakness. They're being competitive against somebody else or other people, and this competitiveness makes them despise the, how can I say, the fact of them, you know, losing, let's say. And they try to you know, become better in the case of so they don't lose, so they hate showing that they're losing, you know what I mean? And I've met many people like that, because I used to play a lot of basketball at school. I was the basketball school captain. So, you know, and usually these people, you don't see them relax. You don't see them, you know. And I think this is also a social thing. And sometimes we think that, you know, social norms do not exist, or, you know, if you say something like, this is the system, people will turn around and say, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You're not a conspiracy theorist. You're fucking stating a simple fact, that there is a system, there is a society, there is a tendency, there is a, how would you call it, that all these things affect how people behave. You know what I mean? Trends. You know, if you are getting bombarded left, right, center with a specific thing from advertising, from this and this, you are passing a specific perception to people, you know what I mean? Specific images affect. Just like when they're talking about the body shaming, and they're talking about, you know, what's the ideal fitness, and you have models which look like Jesus Christ, like sick anorexia. I mean, all these things are the same thing. It's the system, and you're part of the system, you know what I mean? I'm not referring to the system if you hear me that it's an outside sort of a third you know, parameter, and you're not there in, you know, an evil system against you. No, you're part of the system. You're part of the system. You need to take care of these things because it easily fixes. So as time passes by, the notion of competition has gotten stronger and stronger and stronger. People have become more and more competitive, and they believe that this is a good thing, you know what I mean? They have it as a virtue. You go to an interview and the interviewer will ask you, you know, tell me you know, tell me your negatives, tell me your positives, tell me your strengths, you know what I mean? And people list, I am very competitive, as a positive, which I think it's fucking stupid, you know what I mean? And, you know, I do excuse them to a specific point, because for lack of words, and this could be maybe like a limitation of the English dictionary, there's no other word to explain that kind of race, that kind of tug of war. What the fuck is he doing? What the fuck? Seriously. Fucking moron. On his nuts. From the left hand side all the way to the right hand side for no fucking reason. So in Greece there's two different words for this. And again, like I said, maybe my English dictionary is limited and I don't know what the equivalent in English is, but usually from all these years that I've lived in Australia, competition is the word that I heard. And competition is the word that people refer to. You know what I mean? So this is the one that I think exists. In Greece there's two words. The first word is actually, let me break it down. There's a word in Greece which is agonas. Agonas means race. It means the battle against something, you know what I mean? Agonas. And based on this word, there's two other words which derive from it. So it's a synthesis of the word agonas. And one of the words, the first one, which I think corresponds to competition, is adagonismos. So ada means versus. It means opposite. It means negative. Ada. Agonismos means, you know, you're versus a race. In other words, competition. There is another word in Greece which is synagonismos, and that word is a positive, syn. It means plus, it means positive, it means with. Synagonismos means like a positive version of competition. It's like with you. I'm racing with you, you know. I mean, I'm positively racing, let's say. And I think this is a huge distinction to be made. And again, you know, if somebody now does know the equivalent in English and I'm wrong about this, then please write on the comments, you know what I mean? If you ask me, I will say that I am competitive in the positive sense and not in the negative sense. I am competitive in the sense that I would strive to be better and better and better, but I do not need an opponent there to do this. You get what I'm saying? That's the differentiation factor. I don't need an opponent to do this. What the fuck is it doing? Another fucking idiot. Λάδω μαλάκα. Να μαλάκα έτσι. So we're gonna make the light today. Yeah, we made it. Fucking idiots. Anyway, and so there's a positive element, you know what I mean? I am competitive and I strive to be better for myself. I strive to challenge myself, whether I'm at a group activity or not, on a race by myself, on a race by whatever. You don't need an opponent to prove that you're better, you know what I mean? And obviously some team sports, okay, that you have fucking opponents, you know what I mean? Like a martial art, you need an opponent, obviously. I'm not saying that, but you know, so there is a positive way of being competitive, and for better lack of words, I will say to be positively competitive, you know what I mean? When in Greece the people ask me in interviews, for example, I do not say adagonismos. I say that I really like being synaghonistes. And usually that triggers a whole bunch of conversation, which I'm not doing it for that. I'm not doing it to get attention. I'm doing it because that's how I feel, and this is what I have seen so far in my life. So, you know, when you're competitive, or the positive, let's say, way to be competitive, I would say, is be happy with your opponent. And I mean, most of these things are quite well known to most people, but maybe some of us, you know, subconsciously are not paying attention to them. Some of us are not, you know, or you might know it, but you may never not like always do it. You know, I mean, you might be, let's say, you might get carried away, or you might, you know, be obsessed with winning something that you go out of control, and so forth, so forth. Nice reverse, love ya. Anyway, and let's stay here for a little, because I ain't gonna finish, obviously. So, this recording will be hilarious if I forget one of these days to record this, yeah. So I will advise everybody, you know, be competitive, but be competitive in a positive sense. You know what I mean? Let's say you're playing on a chess, and this can go across all different sports, all different competitions. And it has become evident to me because I had to, in the past days, talk with my son about, he goes to Taekwondo, and he was pissed because he goes, Dad, the other kid won. So this is something that, this is why I was thinking of discussing about it. The other kid won me, and I hate him, and this and that. I go to him, what kid? He goes, George. But George is your friend. No, I hate him because, why do you hate him? Because he's always better, and he finds the tricks to kick me. You know what I mean? So, and then as you were speaking, I thought to myself, hold on a second, this is not just my son that says this. There's a lot of people that get like that. They don't know how to lose, you know what I mean? They're bad losers, let's say. And that always ties into competition, because maybe when they grew up, their father, their parents did not teach them that, you know what I mean? Maybe because of lack of a better word, competition was explained to them only as a competitive thing, you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. But you know, I would suggest to everybody that you win, and you become a good winner and a good loser. You know what I mean? When you see somebody else that does something and wins you, and this is also what I'm trying to explain to my kid now. Try to appreciate what he's doing, learn what he's doing. That's also another reason, because my wife was telling me, you know, she would take him to like Taekwondo, and I told her not from so young age. You know what I mean? I thought, my opinion was that we needed to start with more of an intellectual thing, or an intellectual thing and a physical thing. And one of the intellectual things, but you know, due to money and everything, we can't take him to 100 different things. We chose Taekwondo, you know what I mean? And it was good because he vents out a lot of his anger, and because he has a lot of you know, strong feelings about things. But one of the things that I was thinking, and what I did young, is I used to play chess. And chess is one of these games that it becomes very easier for you to appreciate your opponent, because there's so many strategies, and as your opponent is doing a strategy, you become like more clever and try to understand what strategy he's doing. I mean, so when I was a young kid, this is something that helped me. You know what I mean? I was thinking that for my little one as well, because I used to see that again. I was not so much pissed. I mean, when I was playing basketball, when I was younger, I thought, you know, like, wow, I'm not good enough. I'm not this. When I was playing chess, I was like, that's an interesting strategy. Yeah, I know what he used. I've read about this strategy, this move that he did. He did this and this move, you know what I mean? The black queen, the yellow rook, the whatever the fuck you want to call it, you know what I mean? So, and then I utilized that, you know what I mean, to become better and better and better. So that's in Greece called synaghonismos, not antagonismos. We're using the wrong word in Greece. And in Australia, you might excuse it because there might not be a word for that. I don't know, but you know, I will say antagonismos is the wrong thing. You know what I mean? You can be competitive, let's say, especially if there's an opposing team and everything, but whether you win or lose, it's a whole different thing. And this also carries across into life as well. It's not just sports, it's not just competition, it's just everything. Your job, your work, how you, like, are you competitive with your work colleagues? You have to be right, you have to get the answers. If you got this type of driving factors, or are you correcting other people? If you got this type of indications, then you're not doing things the way that you're supposed to be doing them, you know what I mean? So anyway, because I'm late, let's see what the time is. 40. I'm 10 minutes late. Let's go to work. Have everybody stay safe. Have an awesome day. And we'll talk soon. Bye bye, everybody.